Hi, buddy. Welcome back to Ox Talks today. I appreciate you watching the show, checking out the channel. If you're not subscribed, do me a favor, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos, share the videos with people as far and wide as you can. Really, again, appreciate the support. I want to start off by saying I'm covering, again, a bit of a light topic, although it is economic in nature. It's another restaurant chain, popular restaurant chain. Certainly among guys, that is having a financial difficulty. Looks like it's going to go down the road probably to another bankruptcy. But I wanted to start by saying I understand there's a lot of damage, destruction, suffering, a loss of life down south right now. I watched a video earlier from Patera at Appalachia's Homestead that she put up, and relative to the rescues there in parts of Tennessee. So look, we have a lot of serious stuff going on. I'm not trying to take away from that by posting a story about Hooters today, but I want to share it with you. The port strike, issue is not going away. This thing is within 24 hours or so of being a full-fledged shutdown. And we're going to have to see how this develops. I hope you guys watched my two videos from last week, Thursday and Friday, I believe, relative to this port strike. This thing may happen. And I don't know if we're going to get a last minute, hey, we averted the shutdown, we averted the strike, all is good, we've reached a deal, as we're so accustomed to seeing at the last minute, everything gets saved. This one may not. And it will send a ripple through markets and through the economy. And you guys think the cost of goods is high now. Wait till 30 days from now if this port shutdown actually happens along the east coast of the United States. So a lot happening. Tensions still ratcheting up with the Israeli conflict and Iran. I saw something now, China's running simulated drills and war drills on the South China Sea after the meeting they had with Blinken over the weekend or last week. So everything across the globe continues to, let's say, get more tense, okay? Not to mention what's going on here at home, okay? Saw an excellent speech earlier that Tulsi Gabbard gave. I thought was actually very, very well said relative to what's at stake in this election. You guys can find that on social media if you have any desire to check it out. Not being political, just telling you I thought it was a very well stated presentation and speech. Anyway, let me jump in today relative to another restaurant chain facing financial difficulty. And I think it's important because this is a place, Hooters, right? I mean, I think I've been there 25 years ago. I went in there for a beer and an appetizer with a couple of buddies of mine. I'm not a frequenter of the place. Like I said, maybe 25 years ago, I went in there one time. Probably been there once or twice in my life. I know John Daly, the golfer, the beer guzzling, PGA golfer, actually a pretty cool dude, is a big fan of the place. But it just shows this is middle America. This is chicken wings, this is appetizers, this is potato skins, this is beer. It's not high-end stuff, and they are struggling. They're closing down locations. So let me jump into the story. This one I pulled two sources. One, the Daily Mail addressed it in the last day or so, and also FSR. Daily Mail story says, Hooters, known for its scantily clad waitresses, is the latest American restaurant chain facing financial problems. Bosses at the chain are in urgent talks with lenders and advisors, it says, as the popular chain tries to address $300 million of debts. That's according to Bloomberg, reported on Wednesday. It says accordion partners and law firm Ropes and Gray are trying to navigate the financial challenges and address its mounting debt. Hooters, owned by private equity since 2019, has about $300 million in bonds that need to be repaid, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. These bonds are backed, a bit like mortgages, it says, to the assets it owns, such as its property, brand rights, and fees it gets from its franchisees. That means lenders can put pressure on it to sell these assets if the debts are not repaid. Chapter 11 bankruptcy allows companies to restructure. It talks about Red Lobster recently emerging from Chapter 11 after using it to close 100 restaurants and clear debts. Hooters now has about 300 restaurants globally, it says, after the closures this year, and that's down from 333 in 2018, according to Techonomic. Rivals Dave & Buster's, Miller's Ale House, and Twin Peaks have all slighted upped their restaurant count. So they're growing, all right? Leave your comments below if you guys have any of these in your locations. Hooters, Dave & Buster's. We have Dave & Buster's here in Southern California. These things go nuts. They're packed all the time. My kids go down there to have lunch sometimes. The place is always packed. Miller's Ale House, have never heard of that before. Twin Peaks, never heard of that before. At the time of the closures in the summer, Hooters was not thought to be as in dire financial situation as Red Lobster, it says. DailyMail.com reached out to Hooters again today. It's not replied. Neither Accordion Partners or Ropes and Gray responded to Bloomberg when asked for comment. It says Hooters obviously is well known for its scantily clad waitresses, also calls itself the original American wing joint, and celebrated its 40th birthday in 2023. Okay, so this thing's been around for 40 years, and it's closing locations. First location opened in Clearwater, Florida in 1983. This is across America. Restaurants have been, as we know, struggling this year. Higher costs have put up menu prices, and that's led to a fall in customers. And look, the owners of these places, the franchisees, have to pass, or they pass the inflationary costs, cost of food, cost of alcohol, all that stuff gets passed off to us, right, the consumer. It says Applebee's, TGI Fridays, and Boston Market have all recently, for the same reason, shuttered restaurants. So we know kind of that's happening across with lots of other chains we've talked about. I did a video last week or the week before about the Olive Garden and how the Olive Garden is now suffering as well. So this is out of the FSR. Hopefully it's not too redundant, but it does share some different perspectives. Then I'll stop talking on this topic. It says the brand closed upwards of 40 locations this summer. The last article I read talked about closures. I didn't see the number 40. It's been a trying time for casual dining chains. Okay, a rash of Chapter 11 bankruptcies through the middle of the category across both aisles of food service have climbed through 2024. Hooters of America, according to reports, could now face setbacks of its own. So I've been meeting with lenders to try to restructure debt, figure out a way to avoid bankruptcy and pay back its creditors. Bloomberg said Hooters is receiving guidance from Accordion Partners, again, at Ropes and Gray, like we talked about. Some of Hooters' debt holders, it says, it added tapped Houlihan Lokey Inc. for advice. Hooters bonds are packaged as whole business securitizations, Bloomberg explained, through which a company pledges most of its assets, including franchisee fees, as collateral, right? So if that starts to collapse, if they cannot meet those obligations, this will set a chain reaction in play, right? And what will happen? Forced liquidations and then bankruptcy. Hooters had more than 430 units at the time. There's now 290, it says today. So that last article said over 300. Now this article, which is current, last couple days, says they have 290 locations across the country. The brand in recent months has worked to expand its presence, it says, beyond restaurants. Recently launched its first line of frozen appetizers and snacks available at markets nationwide. I didn't know about that. Did you guys hear that Hooters was launching frozen appetizers and snacks? Let me know. So backed by private equity firms, Chanticleer, purchased Hooters in 2011, which brought an end to the legal issues following the death of the chain owner, Robert Brooks, in 2006. Hooters was also up for sale 4 years ago before being pulled back. Again, we talked about the fact that it was founded in 1983. We're seeing weakness, guys, across the economic spectrum with restaurants. People, consumers, cannot afford to go out and even continue to buy and eat chicken wings and drink schooners of beer, evidently. And I'm not being sarcastic, but that's what this says. That's what this means, okay? The handwriting is on the wall, guys. I hope you're doing everything you can to be smart financially, prepare. Let's, again, pray for those down south that are affected by Hurricane Helene and the devastation, okay? Say prayers for them and their families. Let's watch this port strike situation unfolding, and let's watch what's happening globally. It's just very, very, very tenuous times right now. Thank you for allowing me to come out and share this today with you. Again, thanks for supporting the channel. Please subscribe. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dark. I'm in a mediation all day. I mean, unless it gets out early, it's very unlikely I'll be able to get a video up tomorrow. I'm going to go grab my workout at 6:15 a.m. tomorrow morning, get that knocked out. Mediation starts at 9 a.m., probably go all day. So if I don't get a video up, I'll talk to all of you in a couple days. Stay safe. God bless. Bye.